Page, Dr. Shockwell, First Sergeant Bray, First Sergeant Straplevy, Reverend G.C. Morris, cadets, family, friends, and guests, welcome. I first want to thank God for bringing us here this evening. I want to also thank First Sergeant Bray for allowing me to be the guest speaker on this occasion. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sergeant First Class Christopher Petty, United States Army, 3rd Special Forces Group, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Airborne. Can I get a whoa? Whoa! But before I get started, I need to come clean and confess. When I was young, I had a drug problem. Yes, I'm going to admit, when I was young, I had a drug problem. I was drugged to church, I was drugged to Sunday school, I was drugged to Bible study, I was drugged to youth meetings, I was drugged to fundraisers, I was drugged to church. And for some of you who didn't have the same drug problem I got, it's not too late for you guys to get involved. I am a firm believer of spiritual guidance and giving God thanks. I was born and raised in Eaton, North Carolina. Growing up, I attended Douglas Elementary, Burton Grove, Holmes Junior High, and Moorhead High. And just so you cadets know, I grew up in an era in school where if you acted up, the principal took a big piece of wood, about this big right here, and gave you about 3 or 4 licks across the butt. And back then, I was a hard-headed kid, so the principal, I think he gave me like 9 or 10 just because he loved me that much. All right, I'm just kidding about that. My hangout spots growing up was the Boys and Girls Club and the Bridge Street Rec. I was very involved in sports growing up, football, track, baseball. I grew up in a single-parent home raised by my mother and my grandmother. My father wasn't involved in my life. I probably saw my father maybe like once a year growing up. And I mean no disrespect when I say this, but my father taught me nothing my entire life. And by that, I was bitter, mad, and upset due to his absence. Then I later realized that everything was going to be all right. Because even though my father was absent in my life, my Heavenly Father had my back the entire time. So I knew everything was going to be okay. At Moorhead, I played a little football. You know, I was okay, a little so-so average type player. Cadets, let me stop lying. Look, I was a monster. I was the bomb. I was a beast. I was breaking records. I was doing it all. I was a beast. I gotta tell you the truth. But in the classroom, I was undisciplined. I didn't care, and I had a bad attitude about academics. I didn't study, and I barely did my homework. So you could say I had that I don't care attitude. And now, cadets, let me tell you how that I don't care attitude finally caught up with me. Okay, like I told you before, I was real good in football. I had college coaches calling and coming by the school to check on me. And I mean, it was big. I got the big head, it was big. But once they got wind of my low GPA and my terrible SAT score, the phone call stops, the visit stopped, and it wasn't right. Okay, one of the saddest part of my life was on National Signing Day, when everybody, all my peers, you know, some of the athletes across the county and the state were signing their letter of intent. And one of the best running backs in the state of North Carolina could not sign because of his academics. But let me show you how God had favor on my life. Even though I still had a low GPA and a terrible SAT score, God allowed me to still get accepted into a major university, Winston-Salem State. All right, so now I'm in Winston-Salem State. My first year, I can't play. Trying to do my work, still got the same bad habits. So my second year, I managed to earn a football scholarship because I had a minimum GPA, but I still had those football skills that I would tell you guys about. All right, so let me get here. I messed up my place. All right, bear with me. All right. That's what happens when you print real small and you don't change the font. You know. Okay. All right. So then, when I was at Winston-Salem State, I'm on a scholarship. Everything started to change. My grades started hitting rock bottom because I started hanging with the wrong crowd. People that I thought were cool were no good for me. So one day, the academic advisor called me to his office. And he said, "Chris, he said, I got some bad news. He said, due to your academic downfall, you have to leave the university. So I'm like, sir, what are you saying? He said, Chris, you don't have to go home, but you got to get up out of here. So I left the university. I came back home and I started working, odd jobs in Eden and Martinsville. And one of the jobs I had was working for Elliott delivering furniture. So I'll never forget this day. It was a Saturday, and on the weekends, you don't have to wear your uniform and name tags when you are on deliveries. So I'll never forget this. We're on the way to Stokes County to deliver some furniture to some residents. So we get up there, and we find a location, so we're bringing the furniture in. There's these two older gentlemen, they're talking about high school football the night before. They were talking about McMichael, they was talking about Reeves or Rockingham, and I'm listening to them talk about the stats and everything. So I asked him, I said, excuse me, sir. I said, how did Moorhead do last night? And I'll never forget this. This is what he said. He said, Moorhead? He said, man, those guys are sorry. They haven't been the same ever since the Petty guy graduated. So now, I'm sitting here looking at this guy, and I'm shocked. I don't know what to say. He kept going on and on, talking about Moorhead played Reeves, or Petty did this, they did this, Petty did that. So I'm just listening to him and everything. I'm like, oh man, I'm just shocked. I wanted to cry, literally. I really wanted to cry. So the other guy said, he's at Wake Forest. And I said, no, sir, he went to Winston-Salem State. And the guy said, you know him? I said, yes, sir. I said, but he's no longer in school. He left out. He said, well, do me a favor. He said, if you see that guy, please tell that guy to get back in school, because we used to love watching him play. So we finished delivery, closed out everything. On the way to the delivery truck, my partner said, hey, Chris. He said, why didn't you tell him who you were? I said, look, guy. I said, no disrespect to the job we got going on. I said, but I was ashamed. He said, why was you ashamed? I said, 1 minute I'm a town superstar, and the next minute I'm working for minimum wage. So that was the turning point in my life. That's when the light bulb went off. So a little while after that, I joined the U.S. Army. Had a few tours in Iraq, Afghanistan, fought in a few wars, trained and lead troops, the whole 9 yards. So I guess my topic for this evening, it isn't how you start, but it's how you finish. Don't mind if I give me a glass of water here. Thank you. It isn't how you start, but it's how you finish. A few months ago on a business trip, I was in St. Louis. And while I was in St. Louis, I drove down to Ferguson. I didn't go to protest, I didn't go to interview residents, I just went, And while I was down there, I started thinking, and I did my research. I said, Ferguson, Missouri, population, 20,000. I said, Eden, North Carolina, population, a little over 15,000. And I said, I'm sure the same attitudes and personalities they have in Ferguson, we probably got some in Eden. I said, but when you look at Eden as a community as a whole, I said, we're pretty blessed. Because if you look on the news and you see all this stuff that's going on, we don't have some of these issues they got going on today. So I said, for example, some of the places the issues they got going on, we don't have in Eden. So I thought about it. And I said, we don't have a problem with cops killing citizens in our community. We got a problem with citizens killing citizens in our community. And cadets, it's up to us, it's up to you guys to break this cycle. And I'm not trying to scare none of you guys, but some of those same convicted citizens will once sitting where you're sitting right now. And again, I'm not trying to scare you. And it's up to us to break the cycle. Okay. Let me see, I missed my place again. Bear with me. All right. It's up to us to strive for excellence. It's up to us to maintain the I can do attitude. Cadets, there's nothing wrong with elevating your life. And what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to give you the answer to the test. First thing, lay out the blueprint. Write down your goals and things you want to do in life. And when I say write them down, I literally mean write them down. Think about an occupation or a career you want to do. Look at the prerequisite it requires. How much training? How long you got to be in school? Write it down. There's nothing wrong with it. The second thing, sacrifice. What are you willing to let go in order to achieve and excel and reach your goals? You might have to let some friends go, and even some family members. And the reason why I say this is because people that don't have your vision is only going to slow you down in the long run. Young ladies, stop wasting your time on young men who don't have positive plans for their life. I don't care how fine and cute and cool and suave they are. If they don't have no plans for their life, cut them loose. Deuces, bye Felicia, whatever you want to say. And young men, the same thing goes for you guys. Dedication. You have to stay committed to your goals. You have to maintain that drive. Even your appearance and presentation have to be on point. Oh my God, since I'm on the subject of appearance, young men, please tell me why. Would somebody want to let their pants hang down off their butt and think that's cool? Please, somebody answer that. I don't understand. Can somebody please? I don't understand it. Because to be honest, you look like an idiot. I don't care if you're the best rapper in the world and you got millions of dollars in the bank. You look like an idiot. I'm going to say it. You can tell them Sean Petty said you like an idiot. Guys that wear those gauges, what they call those big earrings? Those gauges, right? Who? You look like an idiot. When you take them things out, they leave marks. So what company wants you representing them with those things in your ears? Can I make it plain? Who? Last thing is effort. Cadets, you have to maintain a vigorous attempt to achieve each goal, task, and excel in your academics. And I'm not going to say something like, be the best, but what I will say is be your best. Everyone in this room has the opportunity to be their best, regardless of what your background is, regardless of your status of your parents, regardless of your current situation. It doesn't matter what kind of failures you've had in the past. That doesn't matter. Just continue to work hard, stay dedicated, and strive for excellence, and you will see the magic happens. I'm still setting goals for myself. Every day I put on my uniform, I'm trying to set the standard for my peers, subordinates, and you can do the same. Cadets, there's nothing wrong with having fun. I listen to rap music. I'm not gonna lie, I like Jay-Z. I like watching Drake videos, and Lord knows I love watching Beyonce videos. But I don't let those fun things overshadow the big picture. All right, cadets, in the next in a little more than 24 hours, I'll be getting on the plane, heading to Afghanistan for my 5th tour. And yes, I'm a little nervous, but I won't let a little fear stop me from achieving another goal, and that's protecting this country. I'm about to close out, but I'm going to tell you something about a friend of mine named Ariel Rico. I met Ariel Rico in basic training in 1998 in Fort Sill. This guy had my back. I mean, Rico was cool. I'm talking about real cool. Rico was a Mexican-American from El Paso, Texas. Every day, Rico would talk about goal setting and going back to school, and I'm gonna use the military to pay for my college, and he was just a go-getter, and I'm like, I wanted to be around somebody like that because I didn't have that kind of drive. You know, he's talking about, hey, I'm having trouble in this, but I'm gonna get a tutor, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I mean, it was one night that the drill sergeants came and got us, and we had a big wall lock inspection next morning, but I had to clean the latrines and stuff, you know, and I knew I probably would fail because I wouldn't have time to set up my wall locker. Rico told me, he said, hey bro, leave your locker open. So I didn't get back to about midnight. I looked at my locker, he straightened out everything for me, just had it all organized, dress right, dress. And we kept in contact, but later on I went to Fort Bragg and he went to Fort Campbell. And we talked on the phone, emails, and we tried to get the same duty station, same location. But on November 28th, 2003, my friend Ariel Rico was killed in Mosul, Iraq by an enemy mortar attack. So cadets, I'll leave you with this. Take advantage of your life. Excel in your academics. Cut those negative people loose. Represent your community well. And always strive for greatness. Thank you. God bless you.